versus.
It's back.
So, I wouldn't go that far. I will say that it was a really good versus we saw last week, which we knew it was going to be full of shenanigans and grown folk R&B, and I love that. Two great vocalists, two of the same. They are both. I feel like it was an unfair versus match because of the singles.
Okay, let's just talk about it. Like, that's what happened is exactly what I said was going to happen. Like, I don't know if it was a really good versus, in my opinion. I thought it was good. I know it was really good because there was so much filler in there. Because, like I'm saying, like, once Tyrese sings them 5 Tyrese songs, no offense, then it's kind of like, okay, do you really know 15 other Tyrese songs? But Tank, he can do his like 5 Tank songs, and then he can get into all the songs he's written for other people, the Aaliyah songs,
right?
The Omarion, the like he got into the songs. So I was like, this is not fair. This is not going to be fair.
It's
not. And Tyrese was feeling it by the end. And he left. He was pissed. He left.
What was that?
I think
it was just like
I think he left.
We both think he left. He was like, "Oh, I was doing interviews in the middle of verses."
In the middle. That's how he left. Right. Right.
I Tank lost me when he brought Trey Songz to do a remix of a song that was not needed. You could have kept him out of here.
Yes.
But yeah, that's where you lost me. You're clicking down. But also he brought out LaToya Luckett. Mm-hmm. He brought out Jamie Foxx.
Okay.
Like he brought out who else? Whose brother was that? That's also an R&B.
Jay Valentine's brother.
His brother. And they did that Marcus Houston song, which I didn't know that Tank wrote. Like, I've learned stuff from that versus that really just...
This is not fair.
When I was over, I closed my laptop and I went right to Apple Music and I played the songs and sang my heart out.
Then I watched Tank's interview afterward a little bit on Apple. The one that was supposed to happen when it was supposed to happen, on Apple with Ebro. And he was just like, he was like, I know that when I hit the stage, it's not he's like, everything happens for a reason. He's like, I studied Beyonce. I studied Michael.
Oh, God.
I studied these people. But he was basically saying, he was like, I wasn't going to get up there and wing it. Tyrese was winging it. Tyrese stayed winging it. He's like, I wasn't going to get up there and wing it. I was going to get up there and give you, rehearsed, prepared moments. He was like, because then Tyrese went to play, how you going to act like that? And then the band cut out. And then Tank was like, how you going to act like that? How's your band going to act like that? How's your mic going to act like that? Like, that's just a difference in the showmanship. Tyrese changed his clothes a lot and all like that, but I'm saying there was a lot of filler.
He changed his clothes, but you can't... As much as Tyrese does so many unhinged things, that voice...
it's gold. Great. It's great live. It's great.
Gold. Well, Tyrese also looks the same way he's looked my whole life. Like, both of them black men up there were just looking amazing. And they were singing down. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Like, I could appreciate that. And also their background vocalists as well. We saw Kenyon Dixon up there.
Then Tank went to go steal Kenyon Dixon from Tyrese. It's great. But
I all in all, I love that. I love the whole handing out roses, very old R&B singer. Like, I love that. Mm-hmm. Like, that is what we need to see. So if the next versus match, I don't know who they're going to have. I don't know if I'm going to tune in. But if it's like that, you're going to get a view. I think they had, like, the highest viewers I've seen was, like, 215K. Mm. Like, that's amazing.
We need that Mary versus Mariah and that Faith versus Tony. Thank you, versus.
You're asking for a lot.
I'm just asking for...
2 people that you just mentioned. But, okay.
We need that T-Boz versus that Chili. You ready to start the show?
Yep.
You ready?
Yes.
Let's start the show.
I've been working all night, now I need to hear you call my name. Where you at? On the way. How far? On the way. Poppin' on the way. How far we take it all the way? Yeah. I've been going all day and now I need to hear you say my name.
Welcome back to another episode of the On The Way podcast, where we give it to you straight. In this space, we won't say anything behind your back that we won't say to your face. We'll keep you up to date with the latest music, news, and everything related while you are on the way. I'm Sylvie.
And I'm Khalil.
And this is the On The Way podcast. You can listen to this podcast on your way to getting some of that meal after that good Easter service.
You can listen to this podcast while you're rolling away Jesus' stone.
Oh my God. But either way, anyway, this is the On The Way podcast. Black King Khalil, how are you?
Doing good, I guess. The weather's crazy. It was 85 degrees today. Like, can we get a little bit of spring before we hop to summer? It's uncomfortably hot. It was uncomfortably hot today. Now I'm up here stuffed up because the weather just on in and out, but I'm okay. I got Disney Plus. I've been had Disney Plus, and then yeah, you're welcome. The only one with a locked account, like you pay for anything, like you have.
I don't want nobody accidentally messing up my algorithm.
To lock your account. Anyway, so I've been paying for Disney Plus, and it's $18. I didn't realize it had gone up so much. It's $18.99 a month. Mm-hmm. And then they was just like, well, because I was sharing a Hulu account with somebody, and we since stopped, and they were like, well, why don't you just pay an extra $1 for Hulu for $19.99?
Did you do it?
Fine, Disney. Yeah, I did.
You should have asked me for my Hulu, Khalil. I would have shared that with you.
You better. You need to.
Oh my God.
So now you also have Hulu. Matter of fact, why don't you pay me? All right, pay me for Hulu.
How about?
Because now you got Hulu twice. Now you got Hulu twice.
I'm down. How about instead, I'll just exchange and share my Hulu account with you. I don't have any ads, so
me either.
Feel free. Okay, so then you don't need mine.
And you don't need mine.
I didn't say all that.
Exactly. And, I went to the barbershop and I told the man, I said, brother, I like the volume of my hair. It just need a little trim. I don't think niggas understand the word volume. No. This nigga chopped off all my hair. It's gone. But at least he did a good job, and it was getting a little
spring cleaning.
Nigga. Here we are, the new chop, and it was getting a little annoying having every time you get out. You can't go out the house. You can't just get up and go. You gotta just do it up. There's so much hair, and then once you do it up, you gotta stay like that. If you put a hat on, you're done for the rest of the day. Your hair's ruined. So,
Not ruined.
No, it was ruined. It was so much that you can't put a hat on or it puts it out of place. It's ruined. Yeah. So I'm just, I'll take this spring cleaning era. We'll see if I'll grow it back.
Good.
Black Queen, how are you?
I'm feeling really well, delighted to be here this evening. Happy to be in this space in this time. Happy new month. It is the month of April. I bring in all great blessings for this month. I feel like the first quarter of the year put me through there. But, we made it out alive. And I really don't have any complaints. I'm only going to count my blessings moving forward. And it's only up from here.
Also, shout out to our Mocha Podcast Network founder, Ms. Sheila Eldridge, and her big old write-up article in Billboard magazine today.
Yes, Queen. I love that.
All right. Talking about, I learned some things, though. We're talking about the work she's done as a publicist within Vogue. That the work she did where she had Patrice Rushen was like her first client. Phyllis Hyman was one of her first clients. And we know she runs the HBCU First Look Film Festival, and she also runs Cafe Mocha Radio, which is going on their 15th. They already celebrated their 15-year anniversary. She's just she's a maven. We're proud of her. I'm proud to be part
Very
of the Mocha
proud.
Podcast Network. So go on, Sheila. Go ahead. Word. Yeah, first quarter of the year. We done got some good music so far already for the first quarter.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what the second quarter has. You ready?
Yep.
Let's get into the weekly playlist.
It's the weekly playlist,
Y'all better get up on. Y'all better get into this weekly playlist. Weekly playlist.
To keep up with our weekly playlist, follow us on Instagram at On The Way Weekly, where we release it every week. This week we've got This Music May Contain Hope by Ray, Sound for Someone by Elmine, Candy by Justine Skye, and Xavier by Fetty Wap.
This week for my first project, I had This Music May Contain Hope by Ray. Ray's from London, England, and this is her third studio album. Some of the features on here were Hans Zimmer, yes, the Hans Zimmer, Al Green. I was like, I had to look up. See, I actually still didn't look up. Is he alive or not? I'm sorry.
He
I'm
is
sorry.
alive.
Okay. I was so happy to hear that and to see him singing. And Granddad Michael, Amma, and Absolutely.
Her sister.
Okay. And some of the producers on here were Chris Hill, Mike Sabbath, Tone World, and Pete Clements. So I really liked the concept of this album. It felt like an old... I'd seen Ray before. I saw her on the Grammys, and I know she's British, and she sang soul flat-footed, like with no shoes on. And I was like, oh, all right. Know what that means. And it was my first time listening to her projects, and it was great. This was like a concept album. The whole thing was kind of like it felt like an old, like a 40s, 50s, old Hollywood glamour type thing. Like she would go in and out of telling stories of like it was like she was reading the script. Like a woman walks into a bar, she sits at the bar, she has her laces on, she asks for a drink and looks around to see if anybody's at the bar looking at her. And all the time you hear this like string, this orchestral old Hollywood music in the background. And then her songs would also mirror that as well. But then you get to the second part of the album, and that's a little less it's less conceptual and just more the straight songs from like 10 to 20. And one of my favorite songs on here definitely had to be the one featuring Al Green, Goodbye Henry. I really like that she found a way to break the fourth wall in a song and like talk about the song to the audience as things are unfurling. You'll hear it.
1, 2, 3, 4.
This is a sad song, though it feels happy. It is not happy at all. In fact, it makes me so sad to sing this song. But I will sing it for you anyway. This song is called Goodbye Henry, and I wrote it about a boy, a very lovely boy. And his name isn't even Henry, but I'm just trying to be respectful. We don't talk anymore, could be next door, wouldn't even know. In another life we could have made it, but in this one we let go. And I remember last time I've seen him, it was a devastating day at the railway tavern, my local, and we had no words to say. So I sipped my gin in silence, and I kissed the man goodbye, and we dried each other's tears, and I told him, Henry, oh, I wish you only love.
But I found that really, really interesting. I thought this was a great project, and I really like her voice.
My first project this week, I had Sounds for Someone by Elmine. He's a singer and songwriter and musician from Oxford, England, and this is his first official studio album. In the past 2 years, Elmine has easily become one of my favorite new vocalists, and I swear and praise his name whenever someone wants to hear good music. I will always recommend. From first seeing his song Marking My Time through TikTok in 2024, reviewing his EP for The Deported later on that year, as well as reviewing his mixtape Heat the Streets last year, Elmine is not a stranger to the On The Way playlist. Thanks to me. Sounds for Someone has only one feature, and it's from Raphael Sadiq. Okay. Did I love this project in its entirety? Yes. So it's kind of hard picking favorites, but I have a few to speak about. I love how I got to sit and process this album for the past few days because it's truly become a joy to listen. Reclusive to me sounds like the introvert anthem. Like I resonated with that so much. Cause it's like, yeah, I love my own routine. I like, why do I have to leave the house? Do I have to leave the house today? Like outside is noisy. I'm not even trying to be a social butterfly. Like I understood that song to the T. I loved Honor, the message throughout that song, as well as the background vocals that flowed through the chorus. That was like my favorite part. Lonely People was really, really good, as well as Special. Special is that song that you dedicate to someone just to show your appreciation. And it could be dedicated to them on their birthday, on an anniversary, as a just because. That song also has production from Sampha. It is so, 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 so good. I love that song. Like the Window with Raphael Sadiq on the bass. Like, not only does he kill it vocally, but the songwriting.
I hope I convince you to stay. Don't wanna still be afraid. I've been hiding here for days, right by the light, by the window. Hope I convince you to stay. Don't wanna still be afraid. I've been hiding here for days, right by the light, by the window. I want to understand.
I can't get enough spins on this project. It's done so, so, so beautifully. And I'll be playing this as soon as we're done recording.
This week for my second project, I had Candy by Justine Skye, who's from Brooklyn, New York, and this is her 7th project. Some of the features on here, the only feature she had on here was Kate Trinata, and he was also a producer, as well as Novador, Channel Tress, and Chase Wave, to name a few. This was a really, I think, kind of a departure from the normal, from the regular music, from the music that Justine Skye normally makes. I know her from more of a R&B vibe. This was really completely dancey. Like the whole thing was it kind of reminded me of like when Don Richard went out the window and did her full dance style album. This was really, really good too. It gets you from the first track, Just a Girl, the way that bass comes in, it's like, oh, it feels poppy, but then when the rhythm comes in, it's like, oh, but there's also some R&B, some soul in here too. I could really rock with it.
I'm just a girl in the crowd, put the spotlight on me now. Just a girl in the crowd, put the spotlight on me now. Just a girl in the crowd, put the spotlight on me now. Just a girl in the crowd, put the spotlight on me now. Just a girl in the crowd, put the spotlight on me now. Just a girl in the crowd, put the spotlight on me now. Just a girl in the crowd, put the spotlight on me now. Just a girl in the crowd, put the spotlight on me now. I'm acting all
Oh La La featuring Kate Trinata was great. Thong was funny and short. But yeah, I think my favorite one was Just a Girl from the beginning. But it was great to hear Justine Skye come out with another project. I remember when she first came out, when she was like doing the title shows and like she was signed to Rock Nation and whatnot, I was always rooting for her. And so I'm glad to see that she's still out here strong. I'm still rooting for her.
For my second project this week, I had Xavier by Fetty Wap. He's a rapper, singer, and songwriter from Paterson, New Jersey, and this is his 4th studio album. The number 2 song on Billboard in 2014 was Trap Queen by Fetty Wap. Okay? That was a song that you could not escape. No matter where you went, that song was there. And it honestly led him to sign with 300 Entertainment. That following year, he released 679 featuring Remy Boys, and then the infamous My Way with the remix that had featured Drake. We all know the catchy tagline, 1738. In January of this year, Fetty Wap was released from prison after serving 3 years, and he came back with this project, Xavier. This album has features from Wiz Khalifa, Honey Baby, Divinity, Yamin, Monty, Tink, Rob McCoy, Esteban, Al B. Al, Hard Luck, G Herbo, and Max B. This is the first time I heard a full-length Fetty Wap album, so I didn't know what to expect, but I did enjoy this. I feel like Right Back to You was a great album opener. It was a good bop with Fetty's vocals, and it was a song for the ladies because like he's pretty much a charmer.
Can you tell me what is new, baby? I've been gone for a while, but I came right back for you. Now I don't see no one but you. Hey. And you're so sexy, baby. Oh, or is that what liquor do? Hey, and keep it real, don't lie, baby. Oh, do you feel this liquor too? Hey, hey, cause I've been really been missing my baby. I've been feeling your body is crazy. I've really been needing my baby.
The thing about Fetty Wap is he sings a lot, and outside of the studio, he can sing. Like, he can really carry a tune. I feel like the studio does enhance his vocals a bit, but I feel like he can sing. There's some vibrato in his voice that I can tell because I've heard him sing, just doing like an interview earlier this week. So, Like a Taylor was a nice stoner track with Wiz Khalifa. I feel like that was also a good touch and a perfect feature for that. I also enjoyed Nasty with Tink. It was definitely like a hood sex song. Basically like, let me put this coochie in the backseat. You gonna eat it, you gonna fuck me, yeah, type of thing. But I got it. The Loverboy theme continued with the song In Love featuring Monty. I didn't care for being called a bitch, but I got the point. Favorite Girl was another joint that I ran back a few times, but all in all, I don't feel like it was a bad project. I feel like this was definitely really good for something to come back from not releasing music in a very long time.
This week for our honorable mentions, we had the album Boiling Point by Juvenile and the single Waiting Room by Genevieve featuring Jordan Ward.
Oh me, oh my, I try.
Oh, it's so insane.
Just be on time.
Baby, why'd you make me wait?
You went straight to voicemail while I waited for you to show up. Got me looking around the room like a feather. Should think, pardon me, baby. Was I too good for you? I don't want you calling me baby. Why'd I wait for you? I'll wait. I'll wait. I'll wait. I speak my mind. It's fine. You don't wanna know. I'm gonna.
And now it's time for...
Music news.
All right, Khalil, what happened this week?
Chili, chili, chili. As chili, can I be a silly hoe? Oh. I saw somebody say, he said, please stick to the rivers and the lakes that you're used to.
Yeah.
And then it also said, somebody was like, I didn't read because she was like, I didn't read the fine print. She was like, the fine print got me. Somebody was like, if Pebbles stole all my money, I would be reading the fine print on everything. Okay?
I feel like when people lie, like, just make sure that you know other people can look up things. Like, that's it.
You can look things... Okay, so let's talk about exactly what happened. So I'm trying to pull up Chili's statement, exactly what she said. She said, I want to be clear. So after Chili, this week was... She reposted this video, I guess, of Michelle Obama, this fake news about Michelle Obama registering to be a man when she was voting, which was not real, was fake, and people saw that. And then...
She allegedly reposted it on Instagram. Not allegedly, she actually did. But
So
allegedly, she didn't know. Which
didn't know
can say to the defense of the repost button on Instagram, that button is tricky.
It's tricky.
But
however,
why would that show up on your algorithm?
wasn't the only thing that she reposted. She's reposted other things. So she said after that, I want to be clear, I am not MAGA and do not support any of the many policies that are causing great harm to the American people. Girl, you can't do that if you voted for the man. I made a mistake. I made a mistake too many make. I did not read the fine print. Pebbles, girl, once again, You've been here before. You're going to have to do this again. You don't have to go through this again. I thought I was supporting causes against human trafficking and for veterans. Two things I care deeply about is my dad is a veteran and everyone knows I love children. I have learned a valuable lesson and ask for grace as I navigate this. Love, Chili. Okay, but then the crazy thing was after that, people came with the receipts.
Right.
And then they pulled out old interviews of her and T-Boz, one of them talk about how she said, they asked her about Black Lives Matter. Her response was, all lives matter.
Yeah.
He had an audio of T-Boz doing an interview, and she said, well, my group member voted for Trump.
Yeah.
Then they went and pulled out her FEC records, and this is deep. This is low-key scary, but because if they could do it to her, can they do it to anybody? But they went out and pulled out her FEC records, and you can see in her donations, and you can see the money that she sent to Donald Trump to his campaign. Did she send money to Turning Point America? Did she send money to Turning Point?
I don't know if it was Turning Point.
So Win Red, Never Surrender, Trump National Committee. And it was like, number one, the fact that people can go and pull that out is scary. But the fact that they pulled it out means that, Chili, you can't be up here lying. They caught you. They caught you. And she had her face was looking, that apology, it just didn't seem, it seemed like an I got caught kind of an apology. And I just noticed throughout this whole time, the one person being real quiet about all this is T-Boz. I feel like T-Boz will be like,
Here's my thing. I feel like if you want to vote for whomever you want to vote for, if your political views align with whatever, like, that is your choice, 1,000%. I feel like it does open up people's eyes when you align with certain views. You know, especially how our political climate is today, how the United States is today, based on laws, based on rewriting the Constitution, based on just any and everything, how things are today. To say that you align with certain things, whatever. Have your vote for whatever you want to vote for. Believe whoever you want to believe, whether you want to do it in private or public. You have that right. But people also have the right to just say, you know what? Actually, I'm going to take my concert ticket back. Actually, I'm not going to support you anymore because I thought, or maybe I didn't know, that your views aligned with my views, so it was okay to support you. You know?
Or didn't align with my views, and so it's not okay to support you.
So it's not okay to support you.
Like, you can vote for who you want to vote for, sure, but you're going to have consequences. Like, this is not normal politics where, you can afford to, just maybe give it a little bit to this side and get some of what you want on the other side. These things are like life and death. This guy's policies are crazy. And the stuff that he's trying to get done, the stuff that he throws into other bills in order to, get certain things done is crazy. The fact that you have the SAVE Act, you're trying to work on, suppress voting in America, and then you're also going to throw in the trans kids thing on top of that bill, and it's like, and if you don't sign this, then we're not doing anything. It's like, no, Chili, you are a part of TLC. It's one of the blackest groups. One of the most world-recognized groups, but however, you know who your audience is. And you know the people who supported you from the beginning. And those policies do not align with helping us. And so if you wanted to, give to veterans or give to whatchamacallit, you could have given to those separate causes. You don't give to the Trump National Committee or Win Red and all of that because you're thinking that you're helping veterans. You're helping a specific cause when you do that. And so it just really is disheartening to see people that, you grew up loving and you find out behind that veil of, when you consider them black and we're all black, we're all in this together. However, but when money gets involved and people don't have to have the same concerns as everyday black people because they have, a little financial covering and they can afford to worry about other things, you see who they really are. Money, it brings out who you really are. And I think that this is really unfortunate. I think Usher knew. Usher said, I'm getting the hell up out of here.
I'm not really on Usher's I'm not really feeling Usher
I
right
mean,
now, but that's for another.
Usher
That's for
defending
another
Diddy,
topic.
Chili defending Trump. I'm like, what is going on
Please.
here?
Oh,
Now they
for
got
God's
this tour. I hope this doesn't affect the tour, but
It doesn't affect the tour.
but I'd be happy seeing En Vogue and SWV and Escape. Do that tour. And it's like, well, we got to keep the same energy. I think for I'm finding that there's a different energy for the women that we find are connected to MAGA and the men. Like we're ready to cancel Nicki Minaj, we're ready to cancel Chili. Meanwhile, Nelly's Snoop I know people are still feeling Snoop again. I haven't quite warmed back up to Snoop at all. Kanye, and that's the reason why we didn't cover Kanye's album on the podcast this week. Like if you're gonna cancel the girls, you got to cancel the men too. Or it can't be. I don't want this to be a situation where we're harder on the black women than we are on the black men.
Right. But I mean, as far as I'm concerned, when it comes to Mr. West, you've dug your hole too deep. I've heard reviews about the album. I've heard it was really, really great, but I'm okay.
I was just triggered. I was just traumatized when I saw it. I was like, I can't go back there. I was invested, and I can't. Can't.
In other news this week, Brandy, which Khalil already started reading her new memoir that she came out with, called Phases. Listening to it, reading. I haven't gotten a chance to read the memoir as of yet, but I'm pretty sure I will within the upcoming weeks. In the memoir, she says that her ex-boyfriend, Boyz II Men member Wanye Morris, took advantage of her due to her age gap. And she also says the shame ends here. So in the memoir, apparently there's a chapter that she mentioned that she began dating Wanye when she was only 16 years old, and he was in his early 20s.
15.
Oh, she was 15?
Oh, it says I was 15 and he was 21 when we first met.
Got it.
Old enough to know better. Old enough to understand the power dynamics at play. Ooh.
Thank you. Thank you. 15 and 21, even if I would have said 16, once you pass the teens, you shouldn't be dating him. Okay?
You mean once we in the teens at all, once we talking about teen anything, 18, 19, teen anything, I'm good.
If your age ends in teen, I don't feel like there should be a relationship that's going on between an adult and a teenager. Any type of relationship that is romantically involved. That should not be a thing.
I can agree. And
she said that in her memoir, she goes, I was in over my head, sneaking around with Wanye and lying to my parents. That had become a constant. They barely liked the idea of me dating at all, and telling them about us was out of question. But it wasn't just about upsetting or disappointing my parents. Wanye and I understood with diamond-cut clarity that public knowledge of our relationship would ignite scandal, potentially threatening everything we'd both worked for, so he and I opted for elaborate fiction. We would pretend, patient, and claim that we were waiting until my 18th birthday before pursuing any romantic connection.
I was young too, he says. I wasn't 38 years old or nothing like that, he says. She was old enough to get it. We didn't do it in states where it was illegal. Listen, man, I don't know what the fuck is going on. Right, I don't know what the fuck is going on these last couple weeks, all right? But this is happening here. There's something similar like this, dealing with in real life with someone else that I know. With the church. It's just very timely that all this is happening right now, I guess. Grooming is grooming. Grooming is grooming. Grooming is grooming. If you've known the person before they were of legal age, and you started and you did not have let's say you had a regular platonic relationship with them, and then as soon as they turn 18, as soon as they turn 18, you start dating them, that means that your relationship leading up to that point was not that platonic leading up. That means that you were planning ideas. You were planning ideas. Brandy talks about that in here. What does she say?
Yeah. She says, I believe he took advantage. She also says, I was not a fast girl with a crush. I was not a dramatic teenager who couldn't handle rejection. I was not an unstable, obsessive fan. I was a child. He was an adult. And it's the time that the world understood the difference. I loved that she said this because I feel like, especially in the past, growing up, like people have described these age gap relationships as just, we was just, oh, that girl was fast, or, you know how things are. It wasn't necessarily, or they try to like pacify it with words and not the correct words as child, adult. It's all grooming. I mean, the thing is, as we grow older, and I've accepted it, even though it is hard to think about, because it's like, oh, these are our favorite artists. Yeah, some of our favorite artists were doing things that they weren't supposed to be doing. And this is just what it is. Either way,
you won't take Crazy in Love away from me. You won't.
God. Anyways, back to Brandy. I have to dive deep into phases. I need to start reading this because I need the tea.
It's getting good. I'm looking forward.
On the way, listeners, would you still support an artist if their political views did not align with yours?
Tweet us at On The Way Weekly and let us know. We're gonna go.
And we'll be right back.
On camera, that's my favorite show, girl. I rush here just to take it slow.
I've been working all night and now I need to hear you call my name. Where you at? On the way. How far? On the way. Poppin', poppin' on the way. How far we take it all the way? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. I've been going all day and now I need
We're back,
to hear you say
and it's time to get into
The blackness.
Don't touch my head.
It's just me against the world.
Who taught you to heat your felt?
The blackness. Keep on.
Here we talk about the world, i.e. black political and social issues, as we see them from our point of view. All right, Khalil, what happened this week?
Well, let's talk about it. Let's talk about some crazy shit that happened this week, finally. So, on March the 25th, this shit is so crazy to me, dog. So, on March the 25th, the UN General Assembly adopted a landmark resolution. Because all the countries in the world that are part of the UN came together and they voted on something, declaring that the transatlantic trafficking of enslaved Africans as the gravest crime against humanity. With 123 votes in favor and 3 votes that were not in favor, and 52 countries abstained, primarily Western countries. Ghana were the people who led this non-binding resolution. That was the country who led it. And it advocates for reparatory justice for the lasting legacies of slavery. Now, the fact that it's 2026 and the UN is just now coming to vote so that everybody can be on the same page, that the transatlantic slave trade, the reason that we're here in this country right now, was the gravest crime against humanity. The fact that it took this many years for them to even bring this vote is crazy.
Insane.
The fact that this did not happen before even any of us were alive before our parents were alive is crazy. But let's talk about what really gets me upset about this is the 3 countries that abstained from taking this vote. The 3 countries that voted against. The abstentions are one thing, but 3 countries specifically voted no, that voted to not, voted against this. And they were, can you take a guess?
The USA?
The U.S., Israel, and Argentina. So this is like, the thing is, and so what Ghana's asking for is led by Ghana, and it advocates for reparatory justice. I can't stand being in conversations with people and then you bring up reparations and then they automatically dismiss it as this is something that could never happen, that would never happen, that's a pie in the sky kind of dream. That shows me your racism right there, honestly. The fact that you think that it's not something that black people deserve, just to the fact that right now, when, summer break is coming, people go home to visit their families. They go back home to Europe. They go back home to different countries in Europe. They go back home to different countries in Asia. Black people, we go to Mississippi. We go to Alabama. We go to the South because, thank you, Ancestry.com. But, I mean, we don't know. There's not a home, a pinpoint for us to go back to. To this day, black people are generationally behind the curve financially, have been behind the curve of the rest of America. White people in America have had generational wealth that they've passed down. Whether they've squandered it or not is their priority, but at least they had the opportunity. They have land passed down. They have trusts. They have, there's money passed down. We came here and built this thing for free. You separated us from our parents. You separated us from our families, not our parents, from our families. From our countries. You took our home away from us. The roads that you walk on, the buildings that you go into, we built this shit, and we are still to this day, as a people, not financially where we're supposed to be. What do you mean? Do you ever make somebody do some shit for free and don't pay them? Look, oh shit, what are you talking about? So the fact but that is why America said no to this vote, because if they acknowledge that, then they have to acknowledge that they have to pay us. They have to acknowledge that. And and it was just so obvious, so racist, just so like blatant.
They were like, we gave y'all Juneteenth. You want more?
Right. And then Israel. Israel, they'd be the main ones. Israel, I won't say Israel, Jewish people, they're not the same thing. But some Jewish people are quick to point out, Jewish people and black people, we have so much in common because we did such and such and such. Both, okay, all right. And you and people in Israel, you just can't. You just got what we want to have a competition about who's harmed the most. Because if you admit that we were harmed the most, and what do you feel like that does something to the Holocaust argument and it dilutes it somehow? It doesn't. Right. Two things can be true. But you got to give some support to get some support. And that was just disheartening. Argentina, I don't know what they got going on over there. I won't be going over there. But I was just shocked by that. I was just shocked by the blatant racism. And I don't know if it's because Donald Trump is the president now or if this is something I think this is something America would have done regardless, to flat out deny. But to have 123 countries say yes and America, the country that benefited the most, say no in 2026 was just blatant.
So we will continue to have a problem.
I say, listen, you want racism and all like this to go away in America? You want black people to be quiet? Well, you can start. That will probably never happen. But until you pay us to get on equal footing, that's a starting place. Until you do that, you're gonna hear all these Black Lives Matter signs, protests, all of that, forever. Right. Until you at least start to make it right by paying. This is a capitalist society. You know what the people in America understand. They have moolah. You do that, then maybe we can have a conversation. But until that, I don't want to hear nothing. It's going to be protests and fists and afros. So, not mine, because they cut mine off. But
man, goodbye. This week for my Queen Spotlight, I'm going to continue on the Brandy train in honoring my queen. On Monday, March 30th, she got honored with her own star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Let's see, she will be the 2,839th star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. There was a ceremony. I didn't get to see it, but they had guest speakers such as Issa Rae, and MC Sibley Scholas, and Babyface, Kenneth Babyface Edmonds. I have to watch the replay. I'm pretty sure they have it like streaming somewhere.
I saw Jennifer Lewis out there. I saw Erica Campbell.
She was sitting near her. I saw Brandy in a clip. But actually, I didn't see the whole thing, but I did tune in for 1 second, and I saw Brandy wherever they were like filming it. They were streaming it. There was like a pole or something that was like kind of blocking
they're never
her.
good. They're never good.
Why? Like,
yeah.
what angle is this?
Yeah.
Is this somebody behind a tree? Like, so I saw her like sitting there by Sarai, her daughter. She is a multi-platinum Grammy Award-winning recording artist and actress. And she's definitely one of the great vocalists of our generation. For 3 decades, she shaped music, television, and live performance through technical mastery and innovation and a cultural impact. I think Issa Rae has said through one of her speeches that without Moesha, there would be no Insecure. And facts. Literally being 5 years old, 6 years old, watching Moesha, while knowing that this is also an artist that I listen to on the radio.
How old were you? You were 5 and 6 when it came out? Lord. Mm-hmm. When did Moesha come out?
That was 96.
Yeah, was it?
Mm-hmm. Because I remember I was 5 turning 6 that year.
It's me.
So seeing this beautiful black woman on the screen with the braids, and I could hear her music on the radio. And then you know the theme song decades later. Like, Queen. Congratulations.
I gotta do what I gotta do. I gotta move.
This star is long overdue. And yeah. You know what
I'm so happy Brandy's getting her things. Double platinum. I know you're about to say that. Wasn't it? Yes. I know that's what you was about to say. I've seen it.
I think that's the only Brandy movie I have not seen. I've seen I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. I've seen of course Cinderella. Double Platinum is a movie I've never seen.
No, she just came out with a new one. It was like Room or Quiet Room or something like that. I haven't seen that one.
Oh, yeah. That's a newer one. But I'm talking about like an older film that I haven't seen.
I'm so glad Brandy's getting her things. Brandy is the vocal Bible. Brandy has been one of my vocal pillars. It's always been Coco, Brandy, and Donny Hathaway for me. That's who I model my voice after. Brandy has been the voice in my head since... I Want to Be Down. But yeah, I love the Brandy's. Brandy deserves everything.
She does.
Listen, okay? Before Beyonce was the biggest black solo female act we had, Brandy had that laying for a while. And then she went on MTV and lied about having a baby, and people was like, I don't like it.
And they hated her for a long time. And
that's such a stupid thing to cancel her for, because she lied about having a baby. But, you know, I'm glad that she's back now.
She was the it girl and still is the it girl. So
that's right.
Congratulations, Queen.
On the way, listeners, what's the proper way to get America to have the honest and long overdue conversation about reparations?
Tweet us at On The Way Weekly and let us know. We're gonna go.
And we'll be right back.
I don't need nobody else. Ooh, you got me on the way. Yearning for your loving, baby. I need that every day. Cause you know this ain't made for nobody but you. You don't need nobody else. Is you trying to see me later? Sending pictures from my phone and flooding up your daily place. Cause I don't be waiting for nobody but you.
It's a wrap. It's time to get out of here, but not before we leave you with some encouragement. Once again, you can find our quotes on our social media at On The Way Weekly every week. This week our quote says,
Phases don't just change us, they explain us. So this is a quote from the book. I have to read it.
You ain't even read it yet. And you over here getting quotes from it.
So what?
Nigger.
I hope you keep that in the show so people know you're racist against me.
I might.
As butterflies and their wings blossom and they look all different and very colorful, it does represent the changes that they go through with their whole process from caterpillar to butterfly. I feel the same exact way as we go through different steps and different, accomplish different goals in our lives. Our stories explain exactly where we've come from and how we got to that level. So.
All right, Mariah Carey. I want to bring this back to the grooming part we were talking about. Phases. When you're part of grooming somebody is taking advantage of them and manipulating them, making them think that they're in control of their decisions when the whole time it was, you planting seeds. And the sad thing about that is that it's somebody who usually trusts you. And if somebody gives you that level of trust, it shouldn't be about trying to take advantage of them. It should be about helping them get through different phases of their life so that they can get to a certain place where they can look back. They can become 29 and look back at the time they were like 25 and be like, damn, I'm glad I didn't make that move. I'm glad that I had somebody there that I trusted that actually helped me not make those moves and do something and do the opposite and actually, called me out or held me accountable and helped me get to the place that I'm at right now so that I can look back on that phase of my life and be grateful that I'm in this phase of my life, that I got to this phase of my life. And so, yeah, we all go through different phases in our lives. But if you're lucky and if the people you have around you are trustworthy, honorable people that help you get to the different phase in your life where you can look back on where you were and be grateful, not take advantage of you. You know who you are. Reverend Diana Kendall Ross, the pervy pastor. Well, if you're looking for me, you can find me on the Instagram and at KAHLILXDANIEL. You can find me on Facebook, right? You can find me on Facebook at KXD Music, facebook.com/KXD Music. You can also find all my music streaming on the Apple, the Tidal, the Spotify, and everything on my website at KhalilDaniel.com.
And if you're looking for me, you can find me keying it up on Twitter. Sadly, that app is slowly dying out. Elon is adding too many dumbass features.
Grok my ass. All right? But if you're looking
I don't even use that. That's so dumb. But anyways.
And for everything
Sylvee
else,
Jones, SYLVEEJONES.
and for everything else you heard this week, you can find us on our website at instinctent.com/ontheway and mochapodcastsnetwork.com/ontheway and our Facebook at facebook.com/onthewaypod.
If you like what you hear, please make sure to like, subscribe, share an episode. We're streaming on all DSPs. On your way to Easter Sunday church, please share an episode of the show. Look for the On The Way podcast. Look for it on YouTube. Look for it through the Apple Music podcast app or wherever you listen to podcasts, because you know you listen to it.
Well, thanks for listening, everybody. And we'll see you next week.
Time. See you later.
Okay.
Yeah. We stress, we grind 1 time, 3 times, you time, me time, we roll, 3 time, rewind, late night, be mine, yeah. And you know that's for sure. I cleared the schedule, so you know that's a go. Okay, we stress, we grind 1 time, 3 times, you time, me time.